we go. Make sure we're up and running. Right. Just wait a couple minutes. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Good to see you. All right. We are just going to edit this thumbnail and then we'll get started talking about today's live stream. Also got to play in the background so we can go take a look at it as well. There we go. All right. Come on. Do we save? There, we saved. Kind of a surprise live stream today. I meant to live stream on Monday. But the wife and I are in the midst of house hunting and I got a little bit busy. I just went to bed. I went to bed instead. And so we are doing a live stream now, though, instead. We are going to talk about the commissions live stream, overall first impressions and all that fun stuff. Wanted to hear from you guys also, your overall thoughts. But yeah, we're going to give it a couple minutes and then we'll start diving into it a little bit more. Excuse me. Okay. Make sure we're up and running. All right. It looks like everything's running on my end, so we'll just give it a minute. Hope everybody's well. Hidden Dagger in. What's going on, man? How are you? How's content creation going so far? So far, so good. Nice. You love to hear it. Getting back into the swing of things? Okay. So you've done content creation before then? For another game or for yourself or anything? We only do cool intros like Narc and Ash's relation. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's a process. Like trying to figure out how you're going to do your content. I have a hard time like attempting to be creative on intros. I really do. It's just the ability for some creators to be able to go into like third person and discuss and then bounce back and forth is just a skill that I'm still trying to work on. My content has always just been a lot more informational, I guess. So, but yeah, it's inspiring. It's inspiring for sure. I streamed about 7 years ago, Dead by Daylight, and I have another YouTube channel, but I didn't want to mix them, so I made a brand new one. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I talked about doing a new channel. It's a lot of effort to try and make sure you're doing enough content for both. Like I had a hard time personally attempting to do enough content for 2 channels on my own. At least at this point in my life, I can't do 2 channels. Maybe in the future, we'll see. Well, yeah, guys, we are going to turn the music down just a little bit. Today, Ashes of Creation had their commissions live stream. It was you guys who brought me back to this, and the passion for this game. The AFC creators are some of the best I've seen. Yeah, it's a bunch of really, really cool individuals. There's not a single content creator I've run across from the Ashes of Creation space that I've disliked. And I wouldn't bash somebody, you know, like that's not something that I would do, but I wouldn't just say that there's nobody I dislike in the Ashes of Creation space if it wasn't true. Like I think the creators are all pretty awesome. But yeah, it's pretty easy when you're so early to a game and basically you're just kind of collectively gathered by excitement over the same game. Wow, what a name. Big Hunky. What's up, dude? How are you? What a name. Did you also get the Q&A footage? I looked all over, but I couldn't find it. It should be on. So they'll upload that tomorrow, probably. It's on their Twitch live stream. We can go look at the Q&A after we go through everything from this. Oh, okay. I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I did not know. Thank you for sharing your secret. All right. Let's talk about commissions. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about the commissions reveal. And I was very excited for commissions because I thought they were going to cover mayoral commissions, and I thought they were going to cover mandates, and I was really excited for it. And then I released my video, and then it came out that they're not covering any of that. They're covering just the auto-generated commissions. And I was like, well, shit, I don't know what this is going to be. I have no idea what this is going to be because there's not a whole lot on the Wikipedia. When you go and look on the Wikipedia what commissions are, obviously it's generated quests. My hope... I think this was worthy of a live stream. I thought the live stream was fantastic. But my concern was this just better not be like New World's fetch quests, their town board quests. As long as it's not like that and it's better and it's more in-depth and elaborate, you'll have a better game. Doing good. Love your content. Sounds good. Looking forward to Q&A. Yeah, we'll go through that after this for sure. Remind me if I don't bring it up. Tango, what's going on? But yeah, so I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if like what this was exactly going to be and what it was going to entail. But overall, I really liked it. I thought, for as much as I love PvP, for as much as I loved the PvP Caravan live stream, I thought this live stream was better. I thought this live stream was a lot better than the Caravan live stream. And I'm a sucker for combat. I really am. But it's funny. None of you guys are going to believe me, but for the last week, I've been working on a video talking about how world design is going to be the main thing that's going to destroy this game. Like, if anything takes down this game, if there's one thing that could cause Ashes of Creation to fail, it's a poorly designed world. And we've talked about it on Voices of Vera. We've talked about it in other places as well. But if you look at a game like New World struggled initially for a lot of different reasons. But one of the things I keep coming back to for that specific game is it was just, when they switched to the toggle system, it was just boring. The world wasn't immersive. And so when I was looking forward to commissions, when I've been looking forward to see what this world is going to be like, I was hoping it was going to be more immersive. I was hoping that they were going to have something that just kind of made you feel almost like you're in the world. And out of all the live streams I've watched for the last 3 or 4 years, this one, for the first time, like the Vera world kind of felt alive, like things generated because of stuff that you did. So here's the town boards up that they showed, and very, very similar UI. This is very similar UI to the New World town boards. And so as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh man, I hope this gets better. And it definitely does. If you haven't seen it, it definitely does. Good to see some of the stuff you'll be doing on the day-to-day, for sure. Yeah, no, I was really excited. I was really hoping to see this because you're not... Here's my overarching point of view. And I think just about everybody will agree with this. You generate veteran players. Like, the amount of veteran players you generate, they come from new players. We all start off as new players experiencing the game. And if you're not having fun and a new player or an early player experience, you're just not going to have that many players to draw from for veteran endgame. And so the endgame PvP commissions, like all this stuff can be like PvP quests and all this stuff can be really great. But if the world isn't immersive and people aren't having fun playing, you don't have that pool to draw in veteran players. You're just, and that's part of the issue that New World had, in my opinion, was the world was just so boring to start with. I would contend that the combat in New World is quite good, but the questing and the world design and everything was a little lacking. It was a little less immersive, and the leveling experience was awful starting out. It's a lot better. The game's a lot better now. I'm just talking about like the first year. And so when you have these sorts of situations happen, I think a well-designed world is extremely important to keep players in. And if you're playing the game, you play the game longer, and eventually you become a veteran player. And then you have more people to fight, more people to politically argue with, more people to work with. And these types of games are way more fun with friends. And so the more people that are playing, the more fun you're going to have. So in my opinion, New World struggled because it lacked a true identity from the get-go. Survival, full loot, flagging, PvP, MMO. Yeah, and then they switched it. Exactly. And so the world design is really important. We've seen tidbits of difficulty of different NPCs being tough to kill by one player and everything. But this, we actually got to see them go out and do commissions, and those commissions having consequences for and developing into a further quest. And I'll be honest, guys, I don't think I've played a game that has these types of consequences for quests. And so this extra step that they did, I thought was great. I thought it was really good. In New World, you fought the same skeleton mob all the way to max level, just copy paste the content. Yeah, well, in the first year of it, you'd have to do town boards for leveling. Town boards was the main way to level, and so you'd go out, kill 5 goblins, go out, cut down 10 trees, collect ore, come back, turn in your town board quests, and then do that over and over and over again. And I can't imagine, like, I've told this story before, but I have 2 friends that played and they tried to get to endgame because they're PvPers like I am, and they spent 30 to 40 hours doing town board quests to get to New World endgame when it first came out. They got about halfway through and then they said fuck it, and they're not coming back. They're just not coming back because it wasn't enjoyable. And the New World, like the new player experience, is extremely important in my opinion. The world has to be fun. The world has to be immersive, especially with the size of how big Vera is. You just sometimes won't see people. And so if you're not getting immersed in the world, like there's going to be nothing to do potentially. And this stuff that's why this is worthy of its own live stream, in my opinion. That's why this live stream is so good. Tilly, what's going on? Can't remember a game that has so much interaction with people and the effect it has in the world. It's so good so far, man. Like I'm really not trying to I'm really not trying to just like kiss ass, but the fact that these daily fetch quests turn into side quests, like you attack these minotaurs and the minotaurs then drop their boss, and then their boss has its own interactions in the world, and the new UI overlay that they showed, so good. Like it was really good for Alpha 2 stuff. I really love the direction they're going, and the fact that these stories are going to get fleshed out even more is really great. Kind of disappointed in the showcase just because Steven's poor showing. Oh, you're talking about from a combat perspective? Arctic, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Galwood, welcome in. Good to see you. Just at work and jumped to the live stream. Good to have you, man. Really good to have you. Thanks for stopping in. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and I was happy to see the mobs be much harder. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I loved watching Steven get bodied. But we will show this. He was trying to get killed by that lightning. And so I'm on to you, Steven. I know you were trying to get killed, but it was still funny and we appreciate it. Wish there was more mob density. Well, that's something, yeah. I could see that. I could see that for sure. Yeah, he purposely stepped in it. Like he tried to make it to the other one and he didn't get there in time, and then the minute the animation showed up, he walked into it. And so I thought that was pretty amusing. I enjoyed it. Yeah, this is the first live stream where their mobs weren't that difficult. We've had other live streams, the caravan showcase, where it took 4 or 5 people to kill like wolves and stuff. But these NPCs were notably easier to kill. This is low difficulty content as well. Commissions and random events are just normal mobs. Yeah. Yeah, this looked a lot easier than some of the stuff we've seen on like the caravan roads and everything. Steve is nearly dying to level 9 mobs. He is 15. I don't know. I like watching people die in a showcase. I don't like seeing it go perfectly. That's my opinion. I'm a PvPer. I like a little chaos in my environment. So, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was I mean, you see what he's doing damage with this mage. Like his, I don't know what the ability is called, but one of the abilities was taking like half health bars. It was substantially easier, but this can be fleshed out. Difficulty of these mobs can be fleshed out in Alpha 2 and the betas and everything before the game goes live. What do you think about having a knockback for mages and healers? At the moment, there is no interrupt. I don't know. Knockbacks can definitely be effective. Like they have their place. It just really depends on how the combat overall is going to play out. I until I get in there and like play, I'm not sure. I know that's a nothing answer. that really is a nothing answer, but I'm really just not sure. The audio issues Margaret was dude. So I had my headphones in. I had my headphones in for listening to the live stream, and right before they got into it, into the showcase, there was that she turned her gain up like really, really high. My ears hurt. My ears were ringing for a little bit after that because she turned her gain up super high and just blasted into into my earbuds, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I mean, it looked like they got it resolved a little bit at the end, but in the beginning it was a little rough. I've been there. I've done an entire recording of a video with my gain down to 0. I've done an entire recording of a video, like a 40-minute long video with my microphone off. Like I've done these things. I totally get it. I'm not gonna judge. I've absolutely been there. Communications director blasting everyone's headphones. How embarrassing. Yeah, I heard the crackling, so I should have known. I heard the crackling and I was like, what is that? I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on, and so I was like, okay, I'm not sure. And then all of a sudden, yeah, just boom. And then it was eardrums just gone. Yeah, I really wasn't sure what they were going to do with this live stream. I was hoping that the quests, it wasn't just going to be a fetch quest, and it wasn't. I was hoping we were going to see a little bit more, and we did. One of the underlying aspects that I really enjoyed was the improved animations for the mage. I thought they improved all the animations except for the one that people have been mostly complaining about. But I thought the mage animations looked fantastic. Like watching Steven play Mage here, this looked really good, in my opinion, overall. Like all the animations look really good except for the ball of lightning one. People heard all the sound bites from recording a video that would crack up. Oh yeah. Also, you're not playing the event for ESO? No, I'm waiting to play ESO until the meta gets better. When they change the meta and they move away from what it currently is, it's just been out for 2.5 years. I'm just not interested. So I've been playing Throne and Liberty, and I've been playing Elden Ring. The resurrection animation is insanely good. Oh yeah, it was great. I really liked all the animations. It looked like they changed the visuals for characters. At least they got some of the face over issues fixed. Is Elden Ring an MMO? No, it's a single player RPG, but they have mods on PC to where you can PvP with a bunch of friends. And so I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of dueling, getting into combat and stuff. So I've been having a lot of fun just learning the entire system on the side, doing invasions and whatnot. Fall damage needs to be adjusted. Maybe they'll get that to that eventually. Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was. I'm not sure if that's a safety slider to make sure people aren't dying in stupid ways, or if that's just how fall damage is going to be. Like the chat box on your screen that pops up? Good. I think I finally got a good cadence with it so far. I had it disappearing too fast earlier. I've been trying to figure out exactly how to do that, and then I'm just trying to figure out the font that I like. But yeah, the mage animations were good. Combat looked good. Steven looked like he played the mage quite a bit better also. Like the just overall combos looked quite a bit smoother. And yeah, the fight was good. Somebody mentioned in chat that they showed the fighter, but I don't know if I saw enough to say that it was a fighter. It just looked like a melee. It very well could have been a melee tank to me, but I don't know. I got a little hyped when I saw somebody say that. I'm spreading misinformation right now. I want somebody to tell me if it's true that was a fighter or not. There's a couple fighter animations during the event. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell. I went back and I looked a couple times and I couldn't tell for sure. That's great, because you know what that means. You know what that means, guys. We have a big one coming here soon. The last couple times that they've previewed or showed like an archetype like that, the showcase for that specific archetype happened a month or two later. So that's pretty cool. Spin to win. Pockets, what's up, dude? Guys, Pockets was like the second biggest star of this live stream also, because Pockets is the guy that made the mask for Steven, and Steven put it on for the Q&A. Yeah, that was great. That was awesome. Wait to see other classes, but at the moment, Mage has sick utility with sleep, detect hidden, and high damage. Yeah, it looks really good, man. Like, I really liked Ranger. I thought Ranger looked great. And obviously, they're just cleaning up stuff over time, right? It makes sense that the more months they're iterating and working on these things, the better and better it's getting. But Mage now, compared to Mage like 5-6 months ago when they did the first showcase, is night and day. It looks so much better. And I thought it looked good, but it looks really good now. Charge at a visual bug, and there was a charge up melee attack that looked good. Okay. Yeah, we'll look up, we'll kind of peep and look for the fighter Easter eggs. Summoner and the mobs. Yeah, the summon mobs was awesome too. You noticed Gall would mention it? Good. Yeah, we were trying to get your attention. We're like, dude, Pockets, he's putting on your mask. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, this entire... So for those of you guys that weren't there, they're talking about this right now. You do these town events, and basically his quest here was what, to kill like 10 Minotaurs or something like that, or 7 Minotaurs, whatever it is. It's X amount of things. And if enough people in the area do kill Minotaurs or do whatever, you will trigger these events in the world that you can go participate in. And so it's really cool because you'll have people doing these daily quests that will trigger these events. You'll have people that will walk by and they'll see the rain. Like guys, like the weather change on this was great. Like, look at the wind and the trees and everything, and the rain and the lightning. I was really, really impressed with this live stream. Really impressed. They did mention Bard a bit too, still a bit off though, so it sounds like they want to bring Bard back to life. Yeah, I can't wait for Bard also. I was at work, it was beyond brutal because I had hoped and had about 25 pings on Discord. I think I was about 3 of them. I want to say I pinged you like 3 times. I was really hoping to get, like, you'd get to see that live because it was pretty cool. I am certain he was intentionally trying to get hit by a lightning bolt. Yeah. I just said that like 5 or 10 minutes ago, Will. Yeah, he definitely was. And we're going to get to that here in a minute. I think he wanted to show the resurrection animation. And so he was trying to get one shot. But yeah, this entire idea for a world event is cool. Just to go back to what I was talking about before, like you need things to keep you immersed in the game. Talking about, I brought this up before, but the population density of the world of Vera is going to be 1/10, 10% of the population density of that of New World. And if you guys have played New World like I have on fully PopCap servers, the idea of 10% population density means that there's got to be a lot of stuff happening in the world. There's got to be exciting things. There's got to be fun quests. There's got to be a bunch of immersive things going on. And the fact that they have stuff like this for their generic, like, I mean, let's be honest, guys, the commissions are the introductory, pretty generic fetch quests. And this generates this, which is really cool. Really cool in my opinion. I know the UI is adjustable. However, I really want to be able to customize my health mana bar as if it's a HUD. I'm probably going to post on the forums about this. Yeah. Scotty's the fighter. He stands back for a minute and then he enters with a charge. Okay. Quirian, what's going on? How's the stream going? Good. See, okay, right there. We saw it right there, guys. Let's go back just a little bit. He intentionally tried to step into that lightning. Okay. He's doing it on purpose. But you see that animation? He intentionally runs to it there. Right there. He was trying to show the resurrection animation. And so now he's running back to the other lightning bolt over here to try and stand in that one. He's not casting trying to kill this thing. He's literally trying to die. And so watch, you're going to see it pop up here on the right, and he's going to walk right into it. So he's already looked for it twice. Waiting for the next one. There it is. And then he walks over to get one shot for the resurrection. I didn't notice it at first. I didn't notice. I was like, dude, he just got one shot by lightning. That was great. Maybe the lightning stops when the last mob dies, so that's why he slept it. I think so. I think that's why he did it. I think they intentionally weren't killing the mobs so that they could show the resurrection. And oh yeah, there's the fighter hits in the back. You were right. Yeah, the resurrection looks sick, man. It's so good. Man, it's so good. Like the phoenix and the tree resurrect. Dude, I'm telling you, like this, in my opinion, like all the stuff we got on the side, this was so much better than the caravan PvP showcase. Okay. If you guys are cool with it, we're going to go back and we're going to try and look at Scotty here. If you guys are okay with it, and we can look at some of the fighter animations. So this probably means that I would assume that we are going to get the fighter showcase at some point in the next couple months. All right, so we got the heals going in. It's tough to see with all the mage animations. Okay, here we go. UI looked a lot better too. All right, here he comes. Wielding the 2H, little slash, little uppercut. Looks like a little D swing. Interesting. Yeah, that's exciting, guys. That's super exciting. My first, I've said it before, but my first character, like I'm either going fighter or I'm going rogue. So I'm either going like fighter rogue or rogue fighter, probably. I'm not sure, like depending on how everything else plays, of course. But I'm most excited about seeing fighter, rogue, and bard. Those are the 3 archetypes I want to see the most. And it's looking like we might get fighter soon. He has a yellow ability that charges the next melee attack. Yeah. Yeah, right after he dies, you see it again. So if you die under a boss and get a res, you will spawn into the boss and still... Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, so Scotty's still alive here. When he gets resurrected, you look in the background while he's killing the boss. Nice! What's going on, dude? I don't know if you guys know who Nice Gaming is. He's alright, I guess. We'll watch the resurrection again. The resurrection was good stuff. Some scrub. Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. It's actually cool to see Payo pop into the live stream today. Not sure how long he stayed in there. I'm not sure who Payo is. Who's that? Oh, the prompt box blocked the res? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go back so we can see it one more time. Just for you. Okay, nobody talk. Nobody talk yet. We're going to show. One of the most well-known world PvPers in WoW. Oh, you're talking about his prompt one. Okay, yeah, my bad. Oh, okay. Absolutely huge in PvP. Competed in the Star of Forge Makara. Okay. Got it. Yeah, that is a disappointment. I would like to see that animation a little bit more. I agree with you, Will. It looks so good. It really does. And that cleric res reduces your XP debt too. Clerics are OP already, man. We got to call for nerfs. All right, guys. We have to get in Discord. We have to get in chats and nerf cleric now. It's got to happen. I'm just kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. Yeah, that's cool that you got big PvPers looking at this game. That's great. Been a WoW player for so long, I wouldn't expect him to play anything else, but him showing up in Ash's live stream means he has an eye on it at least. Yeah. Well, especially, I mean, I don't know how like PvPers in WoW feel, but because I've never played WoW, but my experience in MMOs is I don't always feel like I'm rewarded for competing and playing in PvP. And Ashes has that reward system that I think is great, that other games have for PvE questing and stuff, and it'll be really cool to actually see that employed for PvPers. So I would. It doesn't surprise me, but yes, like you said, it's still cool that's still a thing that he's looking at it. I've given up on worrying about the healer and mage being OP. Steven loves him and they for sure won't suck. Yeah, the world HUD heads up display that they've popped up a few times. I think that's great also. I mean, it's just it's so clean so far. But yeah, I'll ask you guys, scale of 1 to 10. Where do you rank this live stream? Like how good do you think it was? How bad do you think it was? Ignore anything I've said. If you think it's lower, like if you think it was like a 3, 4, or 5, tell me why you thought it was lower. If you think it's higher, like 9 or 10, give me reasons why you thought it was good. Was easy to find quests? Yeah. Yeah, that heads up display was great. It didn't cover everything on the map. Like sometimes, you know, when you go into a map like and it covers everything, it's a little bit annoying. The fact that you can have a smaller heads up display for a map like that, I thought was really good. Nair, what's up? Good to see you. Hidden Dagger In says 6. Nair says 8. Nice Gaming says 9. Holy cow. Okay. So I'm okay. Yeah. Bigfoot says it's an 8. Good to see you, by the way, Bigfoot. Good to see you. Give it a 7. It was nice to get an actual game activity stream instead of just talking about systems. Dude, this is the first time like the world felt immersive, in my opinion. Like there was actually things going on in the world. It wasn't just showing a system, and you have to show the systems. I'm not complaining about that at all, but the fact that like everything was tying in together and it really looked like a game this time. Here's the summons that Pockets was talking about. The streak skill looks quite nice. Live stream and gameplay portion. I'm clearly biased for the entire live stream. Definite 10 for the entire thing. Oh yeah, if we want to talk about the entire thing, that's a good point, because there's some stuff that pops up in the Q&A that I think is huge too. We'll do the Q&A after they go through all this, by the way, and you guys can check that out. We'll talk about it here. Yes, that's a good point. The entire live stream is, yeah, I would, let's just say for the showcase, just for the showcase itself. Steven's gameplay. The actual commissions part was a little scattered throughout the video. Yeah, I can get behind that. 200 employees was a huge announcement. They just said 172 months ago. That, my gosh. Okay. We had to talk about a couple of these things. So I was hoping that they were going to see a boon of hiring. I was really hoping. I mean, if you guys have been following the gaming space, you know, last month, Bethesda fired a ton of employees. What was it, 1,200? Or 1,000, somewhere around there. And then Blizzard fired a similar amount of developers around the same time. So Blizzard and Bethesda just ended up firing like a huge portion of their development team. And now I just saw yesterday that EA fired 650 developers as well. And so they're closing down a bunch of games that weren't netting them profit. They're, cutting costs. And so it sucks because all these developers are out in the wind. But at the same time now, they have an opportunity to pursue some exciting games. And so I was hoping Intrepid was going to be able to really take advantage of this. They've been looking to hire for a while, and I was excited to see that. I was hopeful that they were going to pull quite a few people, and I was hoping that they were going to get to the 250 developer mark, because then that just speeds up the process a lot quicker. I feel bad for everybody that lost their job, of course. Like I don't want to make light of that at all, but sometimes. When a job opportunity closes, when a door is closed, sometimes a window opens, and the window into the next spot is just better. And so, not always for everybody, but yeah, I think very excited for Intrepid to add on to more developers. Watching Steven back into mobs getting aggro, and they keep confirming Q3 Alpha 2 must be confident still. Yeah, I don't see them pushing it back, personally. I don't think you announce 2024. I don't think you announce Q3 unless you're very, very confident that you can get there. One thing I am afraid of with the board, I do think it's going to be rough, though. Like, it's going to be a rough Alpha 2 starting off with. It's not going to be smooth. It's going to be an actual alpha. But that's my expectation. One thing I'm afraid of with the boards, when you reach max level on the node, will the quests stop populating? I remember early in New World, after a while, there were no more quests on the quest board, and I look, it's because the city didn't need anything else or something. I didn't understand at the time. I'll be honest, I didn't do enough quest boards for New World. They were too boring for me. Yeah, I would hope that this is repeatable content all the way throughout the game for all different levels. They're trash to Steven's treasure? Yeah. I mean, look at so I was talking to a few people in my Discord about this yesterday also. I mean, you look at the big AAA gaming studios, and a lot of them, like Bethesda last year with Starfield, just tanked, right? I wouldn't say Blizzard tanked with Diablo or anything like that, but Diablo had very up and down reviews, right? Diablo was very hit or miss. I want to say the DLC for World of Warcraft was pretty well received, but overall, like, the most exciting games this year are all smaller development teams. Like, they're not the big AAA gaming studios. It's people just making games, and players are enjoying just fun games. And so I think you're seeing my opinion, my hippie opinion on is like just the corporate monetization of all these games and just, you know, watering down the fun has made people turn away from that and go to other games. And so you see, you know, Helldivers, you see Enshrouded, you see Pal World, whatever your opinion on this, like people enjoyed playing it as soon as it came out. And then even like, I mean, FromSoft is not a small studio or anything, but like they're not Blizzard or Bethesda. And you see the big reveal they have for Elden Ring coming out this year. And so it's just cool to see like developers making fun and exciting and new games and them getting so well received. And I think Intrepid is kind of going down that same path. And so, yeah, I'm very, very excited for the future of gaming for the next couple of years. Even Dune, I don't know if you guys follow this, but Dune Awakening, the Dune MMO, they just announced yesterday or the day before that they are going to do a showcase for their MMO, I think next week. And so they're going to showcase where their game is at right now. And I saw that and I was like, man, they're doing open development. And I just want to see more of it. I want to see more games do exactly this. Because then, you know, like as a buyer of these games, you know what the game looks like. You know what they're working on. You have a more informed decision on what you're getting into. I stalk Intrepid Studios LinkedIn, and suddenly adding 30 people in 2 months is a very big boost. Usually it's like 5 to 10 more staff on payroll per quarter. Yeah, that's good to know. I bet they add more too. I wouldn't be surprised if they get to the 250-ish range by summer. Because there's just so many layoffs of developers. Like so many developers got fired. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did add quite a few more. 250 might be too high. I just like to do the nice round number. 250 might be too high, but I wouldn't be shocked if they added like 10% more, like another 20 people. Alpha 1 spot testing coming real soon, I think. I feel like that's milestone 9, and they said they were wrapping up milestone 8. I could see that. I think once they announce, sometime around when they do spot testing, I think is when they'll announce the date for Alpha 2. That's my hot-ish take. If they keep hiring, I may expect the release date before 2028. Seriously. I've been saying the optimistic perspective. I've stood by 3 years as the optimistic route. But yeah, if they get to 250 to 300 developers soon-ish, like in the next year, if they get to that many developers, I don't know if it's optimistic anymore. Like, you're adding just so many people to work on all these things. I think you would see the process get streamlined quite a bit quicker. Imagine Alpha 2 server hosting puts a clock on their timetable so they are shifting into high gear, maybe. Yeah, I could see that. How are you playing this game right now? This is just a recording of the live stream today. A swinging Amish. This is a recording of the live stream. I am not playing this game yet. I will be playing this game in quarter 3. As long as it's still coming out in quarter 3. So Alpha 2 will be live quarter 3 of 2024. I don't think they're pushing it back. They haven't announced anything yet. So yeah, we'll be able to play then. And I will be doing lots of live streams going through combat and the game and everything. It'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Yeah. At most 7 months you'll be playing this game. Yeah. It's almost there. It's almost there. We are right around the corner for it. Now we missed talking about the part where Steven just aggroed all the mobs and had to run away. That was pretty funny. But yeah, 200 developers is a huge milestone. I think that's great. But yeah, I didn't tell you guys my grade. So I reset my grades for this year. And so I gave the PvP live stream a 7.5. I'm gonna give this live stream, this showcase, an 8. We'll give it an 8. It was, in my opinion, it was solidly better than the Caravan showcase. Not that the Caravan showcase was bad; it was quite good. I just thought this was better. We just saw so much more of the game. The game just got fleshed out even more. We're a month further along into development. It looked better. It looked more lively than it did before. Steven died multiple times. That was cool. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I like the chaos. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I like the chaos. So that's fun to me. It was really cool to see it happen. And this is the fall damage they were talking about, I think, coming up here pretty soon. Wouldn't be a dev stream if Steven didn't aggro everything. That's what I do, man. Like that. I appreciate the chaos. Like aggro everything to see if you can take it. I reserve my future 9 out of 10 rating for a node or castle siege that shows great latency. Yeah. I will say that the overall live stream was, I would say it's higher because what they showed with gear being far, like we'll go into the we'll go into the Q&A, but there was some very good parts of the Q&A that bumped this live stream up a bit for me too. Blap, what's up, dude? Good to see you. All right, so I will go to their Twitch and we will pull up their Q&A while this is still playing out at the end. Hopefully it's still recorded.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube.
10 hours ago. Perfect.
Background play. So you can watch videos while reading, searching, shopping. Try 1 month free.
All right. Yeah, good to see you, Blap. Okay, and that is the end of the live stream of the showcase. Kind of talked through everything. I thought it was quite well done. I thought everything looked a lot more fleshed out. I thought it was looking pretty good. There we go. We'll make some adjustments here. Go. Let us close this. Go back into this. Go up to here. Remove this down here. All right. Turn this up a little bit. We'll listen to some of the Q&A stuff because I thought it was important.
Regular big story arc quests. There were a lot of people asking about story arcs. Yes, we have huge story arcs that are much bigger, broader ones, but those are very different, and you're going to specific areas, NPCs, and things of that sort.
Yeah, and just to be clear, when we talk about that 20 quests, that's for commissions specifically. That does not bleed into side quests or into story arcs. You know, those are other systems of questing that are unique to themselves.
And the next question.
I thought that was obviously pretty important. Like, this is only a small portion of the amount of content you're going to do in the world. There's so much more content to do. So big. I'm gonna have to redo my video that I've been working on. Now that they've done this live stream, I have to go in and rework my video and re-record it. So I spent all that time just to have to re-edit it. I should have released it before today. I just got busy.
Question we have here is, can commissions be shared with friends? If I have one, can I just quickly share it with a friend? I think that goes for any quest.
There's one
what
thing
are
I
the
wanted to talk
sharing?
about.
What is the shareability access for questing?
Yeah,
there's a lot of good
this
Q&A
is
stuff here, guys. If
actually
you want to find this, it's in Twitch.
Good point of feedback for the community to talk about what you
here's Pocket's
as
mask.
Developers, we share that with all of our development team as well, and
So
they
in the
always add
background here,
comments and their
that's the mask
thoughts on it.
Pocket's
And
made.
it's just always exciting to see something that we create getting like fan required. So almost every raid has needed them. And I think that that
I
is
just
We
think
talked
that
about
I just
bars.
think they never come close.
And here is an arcane mind set of I didn't put them in
Manny
this
teeth?
this month. This week was a chaos for me, so I actually
Oh.
didn't get the art. And we had some VPN stuff with
Here we go. Here's what I want to talk about. Let me read chat. 20 quests in WoW was annoying at points, but when you can have commissions, side quests, main story quests, I hope it's not too confusing to find what you're trying to work on. Absolutely. But yeah, like having that ability to do a bunch of different content, I think is huge. I think it's going to be so big for the new player experience. And so that's why I'm so excited about it. Mask merch for pockets, dude. Seriously, pockets.
VPNs being up and down, so I was kind of rushing for the art stuff.
So this is a set of robes that you can acquire through progression within the Tower of Carfin.
I think Manny worked on it, is what they're saying.
Nice.
So thank you,
Awesome.
Manny.
Well done, Manny.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. And then we have the turntable for it as
There we go.
well, so you can see it in all its 3D glory.
I'm gonna let them
And
finish
by the
this.
way, there's one thing there that I want to make sure, you guys in the community, one of the promises we made early on, because we incorporate, as you guys know, cosmetics as a part of our monetization strategy. Obviously, no pay to win, no pay to convenience, but we do offer a cosmetic marketplace and intend to for launch.
Mhm.
This is the quality of in-game gear that you can acquire. Compare that to the cosmetics that you've seen modeled, and now you can understand how we aim to have parity between those two things. A lot of games that I've been a player of,
The cosmetics look better.
exactly.
Yeah.
They weight your incentive and they incentivize you to acquire the cosmetics because they always look way better than what's achievable in game. This is our attempt to create parity in that regard. So
And
you
this is
guys
the
can
light
you guys
set,
can
so
give
the
us your
robes.
feedback on that. Right. You'll see the plate probably next month. I think I just saw it completed.
Ooh, yay.
Yes. Yeah, you'll see the Carfin plate set as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
so there will
sick.
be medium and heavy armor as well. So stay tuned for more of that goodness. But yeah, we do plan on doing cosmetics still, but of course, in-game stuff should be really awesome. It should be something that when you achieve it, people are look at you and go, "Oh, you'd completed the
Oh my
Carfin stuff.
God,
Yeah, you worked
yes.
hard for that." We understand. I think, especially Steven and I, we're huge competitive gamers. We
Yes.
want to be able to show off the work that we've done. We want that for you guys
Oh,
as
I
well.
hated it. I hated it when nothing you did in game looked anywhere near the person that swiped. Now, not to say I couldn't swipe. I swiped all day long, but I didn't like the fact that the achievement level of reward was not on par with the swipe reward. That was unfortunate.
I still wore the
There we
achievement
go.
stuff because I want people to know.
So this is what Pockets was talking about earlier as far as the overall live stream. This for me was huge. I thought this was very important because I've played games that all of the good gear, all of the good mounts, not gear, but the cosmetics, all the good cosmetics, the skins, the art, like robes, whatever you wear, and the mounts are all the best ones are available in the Crown Store. There's very few rewardable mounts or cosmetics that are available in game in some of the games that I play that hold a candle to the in-game cash shop. And I think that's the wrong way to go about doing it. Off to pick up the wife. Have a great stream. Lurk mode enabled. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping in. And so to see in-game rewards for players, I think is something once again that they hit on the head. Like it's stuff like this where it's just like you can tell they're gamers making a game for gamers, right? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off about this, but there's a really good YouTube video that I watched last month, and it was from Azura. She's an ESO content creator, and she did a video talking about the cash shop specifically for the Elder Scrolls Online. And there's a lot of good stuff in there. It's a really long video. I don't want to talk about everything, but she went through all of the different mounts, the different mounts that are available in game for the Elder Scrolls Online. And I think the number was either 95 or 97% of the mounts that are available in ESO are purchasable through the Crown Store. You only get 3 to 5% of all of the mounts available that you can get through in-game rewards. And so this once again ties into this entire point. I have no problem with a cash shop. I have no problem with people, or with like Intrepid, Bethesda, ZeniMax Online Studios. I don't have a problem with anybody making money. This is part of their monetization. I want the game to flourish. I want them to be profitable off of these things. But I also want to have in-game rewards. And personally, for me, 95% of your amounts being purchasable in the cash shop is ridiculous. The fact that a lot of like the trials in that game, you get rewarded skins. And so skins are essentially like tattoos, or are colored. They color your skin in a certain way to show that you've completed content. Well, if you don't complete that content, oftentimes they slightly change the colors, and then they sell those available as well in the Crown Store. And so you don't get that reward of completion, of being like a completionist for content in that game in the same way that you would for other games, or even that game like 5 years ago. And I know other games do the same thing. I know a lot of games do the same thing. And yeah, I get it. But like having in-game rewards through completing content, and also it looking as awesome as this does, is really cool. I think this looks great. I even like the fingers. Like the fingers even I like. So that is awesome. I missed that. I'm currently working on the Regalia of the Iron Lion, which looks super sick, but it is an in-game achievable set. So when I'm finished making, I'll be able to get it in game too. That's sick, man. Very specific. That's a messed up rate. I'm telling, yeah. Like if it was 60%, like if you got more mounts than in the Crown Store than you did in game, I'd be like, okay, well, at least it's relatively close, right? Like at least it's kind of close. But the fact that it's 95% is crazy. That is just crazy. And like I said, I'm all for monetization. I'm all for games making their money. That's how they have to do what they have to do to survive. But going back to in-game achievements, like this goes a long way towards your longevity. If people feel rewarded playing your game, they're going to buy your subscription. They buy your subscription, you have a long-term player base that is more invested in your game, so that when you do release these items, you're going to have a bigger player pool that will dive in and purchase them. They will go further. And so I think having this nice healthy blend of stuff that you can work towards is really good for the game. And I just wanted to quickly acknowledge this, because I heard this and I was like, this is a big deal. Like this shouldn't be a big deal. Like in my opinion, this should be how all games function, and it's not. And that's the messed up part to me.
Spoil everything for you guys, but we do want to keep you informed.
Somebody said whale noises.
Yep. That is
so
definitely
good.
the case.
It's so good.
But hey, those people keep the lights on sometimes. We do need the income coming in from that stuff, but we also want it to be, making sure that you guys have a cool gameplay experience.
I was funding development studios long before I started one.
It's really funny because I've worked at a few different companies, and there was like people who had spent in the millions on cosmetics. And it's just amazing to me that I'm just like, why? Like, you're not even wearing in-game armor ever at that point. Like you just have, you purchased everything.
Yeah. I played a game. I played a sandbox game where one of the guys that like had everything, it was a little bit more pay to win, or a lot more pay to win than any game that it was very pay to win. Regardless, this guy was a bounty hunter / construction. Like he owned a construction company that built mini malls, and he played this game, and he used to brag like he was worth like $15 million. Like he was making millions a year. Obviously, like he was making strip malls. Like that was his job, was strip malls. And so what he would do is he would throw $3,000 a month into the game, and it was nothing to him. Like I mean, it was like if you guys go to a casino or you go out to a restaurant or whatever, it was just, that was his expendable money, and he was throwing thousands of dollars at it because he had it. That's what he wanted to do. And so it's understandable. This is why they do this, because you do have these whales that go about trying to acquire these things, and it's easy monetization. But yeah, it's, I'm not surprised. Like I'm surprised at hearing the $1 million number, and I'm not surprised at the same time. if that makes sense.
Of course, we have
Like
some
some
questions
people
from
just
you
have
guys on the
crazy
forums,
amounts of
and
money
this
that
will
they
be
want to
wrapping
spend
us
on
up
things.
today. If you don't know, we always put up a Q&A before the stream. So like, we tell you the topic, we give you the Q&A. Be sure
This HUD is so good. I already said it earlier, but this is really nice.
to make sure that you fill that out. That's another way for you to ensure that your question gets answered live here on the stream. But this first one is from Talents, and they want to know about armor appearance. Speaking of, because that's a great tangent.
Nice.
We have, since a single armor set will look different on each race, how will we have large varieties of in-game achievable gear for each race if we have to make...
Oh, we guys started chatting. Hold on. You need to take advantage of customers who are in different income brackets. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that we have lawyers, doctors, my friend who got me in, oil field worker who are whales and other games who are waiting to play Ashes. Yeah. I have a few friends that, you know, they work on the oil fields, and there's nothing they don't do anything besides work for basically 3 months. You know, like one of them was in just off of Saudi Arabia. And so they would go out there, they'd work their 70 or 80 hour weeks for 2 to 3 months at a time. And then they would come back for their vacation. And so then they would have 2, 3, 4 weeks straight of expenditures. And so he would come back, and when he would come back, he's like, guys, I've been in an oil rig spending nothing. Like I've made 3 months worth of money. I don't have anything to spend on. Let's go fucking crazy. And so that's what he'd do. He would rent a Lambo. He would go on vacations, like extravagant vacations, because what else is he going to spend his money on? He's on an oil rig for like 70% of his life. So it makes sense.
...9 different looks for each set.
Well, our approach to, that's funny that we have this question.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Well, the approach for that is to create a modular piece set for armor creation. And the way we achieve that is by 2 steps. So on the modeling side, each race has these geo sets, basically, where you're creating pieces
I don't know if
of
there's another interesting part of this Q&A.
the human set and put it onto the VEC representation. So, and the end game there is that we have a
characters so we can track who we like or dislike, or who we don't want to affiliate ourselves with.
that is currently not an intended system that's facilitated within the game. Nothing's stopping, obviously, players from keeping their own notes of individuals with whom they want to remember. Yeah, your hit list, or, you know, even your good list, right? Like, I remember a particular occasion back in a game that I played where I was in a tower. It was called Kruma Tower. And at a very low level, I made friends with a particular prophet who would give me buffs anytime I would come in. And I remembered who that prophet was. And later I saw in Shout, this was probably like months later, and I moved obviously away from Kruma Tower. Months later, I saw in Shout, this prophet was getting accosted by other players within an area called the Dungeon Valley Cave. And I went to her aid because of that reputation, that relationship that she had built, right? That's the unique aspect of MMOs. And that spun off a whole war that lasted years on that server, just because I went there to help her. But
did
obviously,
you go there, or did you bring like a posse with you?
Well, I brought my guild with me, and then we helped her, and that caused a war that lasted a long time.
That's
yes. But no, we won't plan to have in-game tools to kind of provide that tracking. Instead, you will be expected to track that yourselves.
All right, and the next one is from
It is a cool idea
about the character
to have an
creator
existing
access.
game.
Will
But that makes
players who
sense.
do not have Alpha 2 access be able to test the character creator?
At some point, yes, in the future, there will be an ability for players who do have an account with Ashes of Creation, but may not have access to Alpha 2. We intend to provide character.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good point there about player dynamics and reputation and everything. I've talked about this ad nauseum, and I think it's going to be such a huge underlying aspect of this game. Like, people are going to try to help people they like. They're not going to help people they don't like. There's going to be relationship dynamics, and you're going to have these situations where it's like, I don't care if this person's in the right in this situation. I don't like them. They're in the wrong every other time. I don't like them. I don't care. I'm not helping them. And so I think those things are going to be big in this game. I think it's going to be really fun to see how player dynamics play out, how people react to things and everything, and the drama that ensues, good and bad. But yeah, like he just went to help somebody out and created a super war.
The creator access, but that will likely be closer to beta or launch.
Yeah, for now it's going to focus on the people
Lightning looked
who
great.
have
That did so much
purchased
damage.
access and are helping us
Correct.
test things. So keep that in mind. But we do have a plan of putting the character create out early for our Alpha 2 users. So do stay tuned
Yes.
for information regarding that. Next
In fact,
up,
that testing might be starting very soon.
yes. Always keep an eye on your emails. Make sure that we don't get put in your spam box, so that if you get an email from us, you know what's up. But we'll also share, in other places to make sure people know that we have sent out emails.
Oh, you like that?
Daredevil 117 is asking about harvesting bosses. Can only one gathering artisan harvest resources from a single boss, or can multiple different artisans harvest different parts from a boss for different resources? For example, a lumberjack gets a special wood from Tumok's tree weapon, while an herbalist gathers the flowers from that same tree weapon, etc.
So we don't have the concept of like harvesting from bosses. NPCs follow a reward table format where those reward tables are global. They're not unique to.
Okay. I think it's good not to show a player's node tag alongside their guild tag. It's a temporary tag, and I'm not sure I necessarily want people to instantly know where I'm from. Yeah, I think you end up getting a lot of pressure too, right? Like if your node tag and your guild tag pops up and you attack something, like you're gonna have all sorts of people. What's the best way to put it? Just I'm a dad. I'm a dad. I'm gonna say it. They're just tattling on you. They're just like, hey, like this person did this person did this over here, and it would be really annoying if you would like, for everything you did, you got pressure not only from your guild but also from your node. So I get it. I do think people will work in the same circles, and I think it'll be pretty apparent what nodes people are attached to overall. Like throughout most of the game, there'll be times where you're farther away and everything, but I think for a lot of what people will do, they're going to be pretty relatively closer to their node overall, and so I think that makes sense. Or they'll connect your guild to whatever node that guild is attached to. So I think it makes sense.
To particular players, right? So once the NPC is vanquished, you have access to the loot container that is its corpse, and it has a static value of either materials or items that get dropped, and whatever the party loot settings are that you might be a part of, or if you're a solo player, you will be able to recover those things.
All right. Next up, we have from Ace1234 wanting to know about character stories. What is your vision for the overall player story when comparing the more emergent personal stories versus the more curated story arcs?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What is your vision for the overall player story when comparing the more emergent personal stories versus the more curated story arcs?
Yeah, absolutely. So all the narrative keeps in mind.
I don't know if there's anything else in here.
You know what the meta narrative is.
That's
of
super
the server,
interesting.
right?
I'll go back
and that's something we have.
All right, let's push play here. Can check a node citizenship roles at the town hall, so you can still research the intel if you want, but it might be more effort. I think it's worth doing it that way. I agree with you. It almost feels like node and guild tags are superfluous, like right, like just they kind of go hand in hand. I think so. I think it makes sense. Not that they always will, but most of the time they will. But yeah, I really like the live stream. I give it a very, very solid 8. I thought it was well done. I thought we got so much information out of it. And yes, it's way better than the New World fetch quests. I should have said that earlier. It's way better. The fact that these things will evolve the world and change everything is huge. Sorry, the music got a little loud there. My bad, guys. My bad. Forgot I turned the volume up. Didn't mean to blast your eardrums. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's I don't know. It looks like we're gonna get fighter really soon. Like if that was fighter and it looks like it looks like we're gonna get fighter here in March or in April. I would be willing to make a wager in the next 2 months we're gonna see a fighter showcase, and I think that makes sense. And I think yeah, we should get Rogue before Alpha 2 as well, I would think, and we might get. I would assume we'd get a Bard showcase like right before or around Alpha 2. But I'm very, very excited for the fighter showcase. My ears are bleeding. I'm sorry, Blap. I apologize. I'll cast a healing spell on you. We got cross heals in the chat. We're good. Yeah, I wasn't sure what this live stream would look like, since they weren't covering mayoral commissions, and the fact that mayoral commissions are even bigger. Like this, that's my point. Is this live stream was so good, and it was like one of the smaller systems. And the fact that they went in depth on this just like leaves you really optimistic for what the rest of the game's going to look like. I shuddered when I saw the bulletin board. It looked just like New World's town board. I said the same thing, Galwood. Dude, I got tagged. Rorier tagged me as soon as these town boards popped up. Like right here. As soon as these town boards popped up, I'll take a screenshot here. And he goes, "What were you saying about the New World town boards?" And I was like, here it is. Let me pull this up. Literally as soon as it happened. And I was like, yep. I was like, I hope this gets better. Oh. Come on. There we go. Go to display capture. We'll pop this up real quick. Oh, that's very small. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. It's a perfectly average size. This is a perfectly normal size, guys. So yeah, so literally as soon as it happened, he goes, "What did you say about the other day about the New World Town Board?" And seeing some striking similarities already. And I said the exact same thing. The UI was almost exactly the same. It was almost exactly the same as the New World UI. And I was like, please be better. Please be better. And it was. It was way better. Said the bulletin board UI was a work in progress, but I think it's ugly. Hope they change it a bit. I didn't mind it. I honestly didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. It looked like the New World Town Board. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be against them changing a little bit just so it doesn't look exactly like theirs. Do you think the amount of commissions should change with the larger nodes? Did they say anything on that? They didn't for this one. You would think that it would. I think they... So it says in the wiki pockets that depending on your node size and the amount of people completing, like you're not going to do one of those big 1,000 player quests if you don't have the people in the area or the node in order to complete those quests. And so you should have different sized nodes for these different things. They do have former New World devs in Intrepid. I don't think it looks bad. I definitely don't think it looks bad, but it was just funny that my talking point on Voices of Era, my talking point was, I just hope it's not the New World town boards. And the first thing they showed was a town board that looked very, very similar to New World town boards. It looked very similar. I'm like, oh shit. There's definitely still a question about how these bulletin boards are supposed to service players in widely different level ranges and in different node levels. I'm not sure how that works. Yeah, let me pull up the wiki. It was so sparse. Like the wiki on commissions is very, very sparse. Like there's all sorts of stuff on mayoral commissions. There's all sorts of things on mandates for mayoral commissions, but the normal commissions, there was next to nothing. And so it was worthy of the live stream for sure, but yeah, there's a lot more they could talk about. Wow. Guys, they already have it in here. It's Lux that does this, right? Or Lex? Not Lux, it's Lex. I'm pretty sure. Look at this. It happened today, and they already have the commission board filled out. They already have all... This didn't exist. This is ridiculous. I guess the bulletin board just reflects whatever mob ranges are available in the surrounding area. Yeah, and I would assume like you'll level up difficulty and difficulty of these different bosses based on how big your node is. They work so fast. I can't believe this. This is only a few hours ago. Commissions previously called tasks are simple system-generated quests with singular objectives that enable characters and nodes to gain XP. Commissions are posted on commission boards, which refresh approximately 30 minutes, subject to change based on Alpha 2 testing. Everybody in the node can access these commissions. See, even this last part, I'm pretty sure wasn't there last week. Commissions are assigned rarities, which scale the rewards for their completion. More developed nodes will offer rarer commissions. Yeah. So they've talked about this. And then they went into it in a little bit more detail. But yeah, like this is all that they discussed on the wiki was basically this. Like, yeah, you're going to have different nodes. Like there was a quote, I think, from Steven. Okay, there's mayoral commissions. I think there was at one point there was a quote from Steven about this, I think. But regardless, yeah, I think as you level up and there's more people in the node, you're going to have more difficult events, which I think is great. You shouldn't have the exact same ones on each node level. So if I'm a max level character and live in a village node, maybe my bulletin board isn't as good for me because there aren't a ton of max level points of interest nearby. I would think so. Galwood. I think for that point you'd be out leveled for the area. I don't know, of course. I have no idea, but I would assume that your assumption is correct. Didn't Steven say that players with higher reputation will get more rare commissions too? Did he? If you have a timestamp for it, I'll pull it up. I don't remember that. Commissions respond to and can influence different conditions in the world, such as weather, time of day, story arcs, and events. Commissions will attempt to lead players into areas where relevant content can be found. You very well might be right. I just don't know. I don't know for sure. Commissions are similar to mayoral commissions, but they're system generated. But yeah, so this is more than what they had. So if that's the case, then a max level player living in a village node would just want to travel to higher level nodes to farm the rewards. Yeah, I could see that. You're going to have other quests and stuff too. It depends on what the rewards are, but yeah, if these are really valuable, then you might want to go to a higher level node. I could see that. But I remember thinking, oh, sure. And yeah, they didn't even just really go into more detail on mayoral commissions, which are big. I mean, they discussed it a little bit on the node showcase, but mayoral commissions are going to be awesome. Probably worthy of its own live stream, if we're being honest. They got so much stuff to show still. Commission system certainly seems very well thought out. That was my thought. Like, wouldn't it be easy? I mean, when you're designing a game this intricate, right? When you're designing all these other systems, wouldn't it be easy to just make this a fetch quest system? Like, just, hey, let's get this off the table. Let's make this just basic. Everybody does these quests in every other game. We'll do it just like everybody else. You know, this is peanut butter and jelly. This is just what the players play. This is how we'll do it. And they still went above and beyond. Like, they still were like, no, like, we don't want to do that because it's not fun. We're going to make something better. I think it's a good look. I think it's good to see. All a New World. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like they have their town board. They have their fetch quests. I do them. I need them sometimes for certain things. don't really think twice about it. It's not fun. It's not an enjoyable game loop or anything, but they're a means to an end. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like, how do I word this? It seems to me like they're looking at these systems and they're like, hey, if this system isn't adding to the player experience, if it isn't improving the player experience, we're messing up with the system. Like none of these things seem to exist for the sake of existing so far. They all have their purpose. They all have their points. They're all trying to drive enjoyment in the game. And this is the more introductory level quest lines, which is going to be very important for new players. And the fact that it's like, hey, we value your time as a player. We're going to make this different and more engaging and more enjoyable. It's really cool. It's really cool. This is one of the ones that they could have just thrown together and just really done something simple. And I don't think anybody would have thought twice about it. Sorry, I'm just watching the combat again. it looks so good. This summon here was really good. This NPC summoning birds was awesome. For the same node, I'm sure we'll get a lot of repetition from day to day, but different nodes will have different POIs, so variety will likely come from traveling around. Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Nair. Completely agree. It's cool. It's really cool to see. I just I don't know. I don't know if you guys were getting the same thing, but it just, like, reading Discord, reading comments from people, it seems like people are a little down in the dumps about the commission live stream. Like, is this busy stuff? We have Alpha 2 around the corner. Like, Alpha 2's around the corner and you're going to send us just like a throw-in live stream. And this doesn't, I don't think this came off as like a throw-in live stream at all. I thought this was really good. Was also the particle effects toned down a bit, the stream for the world? I think so, MobTech. I think a lot of they definitely changed a lot of the Mage animations. It looked really good, and it looked like they heightened the overall graphics of the world as well. Like just the overall like the different grass in the area, like when the rain comes in and the wind kind of blows the leaves and everything. It just looked like they definitely like flexed their graphics in this world, in my opinion. So some events trigger because X number of enemies levels 20 died nearby. And the commissions create a reason for players to go out and trigger that event. It's smart. Yeah, exactly. And the way it says in the wiki here, where exactly is it said? Commissions respond to and can influence different conditions in the world, such as weather, time of day, story arcs, and events. Commissions will attempt to lead players into areas where relevant content can be found. So you would think that these commissions, not only will they trigger these other types of events, you would think that they would also initiate other quest lines, side quests, maybe some main story quest lines, whatever. Like, so as you're experiencing the node, like different ones of these will probably initiate different story arcs as well. And so that's so freaking cool, man. Like, so even as a beginning player, you get to experience all this stuff just off of, like, this is going to be your automation for how to go out and experience the world. That's such a cool idea. That's such a cool idea. My 1080 OC Founders is going to catch on fire. Shoot. I hope not, man. Possibly, but I hope not. Yeah, like, so I've been playing Elden Ring, and I started playing a few years ago. I played like 30 or 40 hours. Couldn't really get into the game because I didn't know they just kind of let you throw you out there and let you play. And it was, I have nothing to complain about, but like what, I just didn't get hooked into the game. And part of the reason is I wasn't really sure where to go or how to complete quests. Like, I didn't want to just, like, I wanted to do the main storyline and I didn't know exactly where to go. And when I was when I was playing with Blap one day, he was talking to me. He's like, yeah, he goes, when you go and you hit these landmarks, he goes, actually, they point a light to where you should be going next. So they'll point the direction on the direction that you should head if you want to continue the quest line. And it just, that little thing was really big. And the fact that, you know, Ashes is obviously, it's not the same thing with like a marker, but the fact that, hey, you go into this area, you're going to find stuff to do. Now you know what areas to go into for stuff to do is really cool. It's really cool. All right, Nair says, I wonder though, let's say you pick up a story arc, base commission one day, don't finish. What happens the day after if the story event is no longer there? Interesting.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't trigger then. Like you would have to have enough people completing these in order to trigger the event. And if you don't have people completing it, you don't have these events. So maybe they lower the requirements and they trigger other events that require less people. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. That's very interesting. That'd be a good question to ask for the next live stream. Kind of want mobs to cycle out based on story events so the commissions can't be finished. Sure. That makes sense. You have like 3 days to do a story arc, but if you miss it, they have Mysterious, another system that lets you repeat important story arcs. They mentioned it during the Carfin live stream. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're talking about the hand in the commissions here. So when you hand them in, what if you don't hand them in and it doesn't trigger an event is basically what happens. Like what does the system do then if you don't have enough people to complete an event, I think, is what they're trying to say. I'll have to go back and watch the Carfin live stream again. It's been a while. So I guess you can keep the commission until the story arc starts up again and then finish it or delete it and make room for a new one. Sure. Are they going to be labeled that way? I guess I didn't notice that. Are they going to be labeled so you know? I assume it becomes defunct in your quest log if the world state changes so the Minotaurs aren't there anymore. Fair. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I would assume that they'll have some sort of thing set up to where, like, you need to kill, let's say, 1,000 boars. In order to kill 1,000 boars, you unlock this, you know, boar feast where, you know, goblins come in and they want to host like a big meal for killing all these boars, and then they attack your note, like whatever. If you don't kill all those boars, they're going to be like, okay, well, they don't have enough players in the area doing the commission quest in order to do this. Maybe we'll do a lesser one. Maybe the next storyline we'll just, it's kind of like it's kind of like ranked choice, but instead of for PvP, it's for quest. Does that make sense? So maybe they're going to do something like that. Like, okay, they're not completing this level of quest lines. They're not doing this level. So maybe we drop down a tier. Always streaming so late. Yeah. Yeah, I got weird hours right now. I'm sorry, HD. It'll get better, I promise. We're house shopping right now. Optimistic we're going to get a house soon, so that means we'll be moving in the next couple months. And then when we're moved into the next house, I won't have to worry about all these other projects I'm worrying about right now. And so then I'll be able to kick up streams a little bit earlier. Moving is a ton of effort, but I like reorganizing in a new space. Yeah, me too. Me too. We bought this house to update it and then flip it. And so now it's at the point to where it's ready for that. And we're moving into another house. And so I don't know what the next one's going to be. We put an offer on Monday and it didn't get accepted. And we're looking at 4 houses this weekend. So it's going kind of fast. It's going kind of fast. And it's early on in the season too, the housing season. So we should get one soon. I just don't know when or where it's going to be. And then we get a face cam. That's the plan. That's the plan. Our office right now is right next to their bedroom. And so it's sometimes tough to stream because you don't want to wake them up. So it'll be nice to have like a different layout of a different house to have the streaming room like a little bit farther away. They sleep through everything, but I at the same time, I don't want to be, shouting expletives in the other room when I'm annoyed at a game. So while streaming. Not that I would do that, of course. I've never sworn a day in my life, so. Yeah, those fighter skills look so good.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Urshan. Check out my new song "Room" with Fields from my new album coming home, right here on YouTube and YouTube Shorts.
I wonder what that circle is. I'm not sure what that circle is. Yeah, fighter, we get to see them talk about momentum, which will be great. Let's see more skill layout. More flesh skill layout. People were speculating that the red circle is an AoE taunt because he does some weird come at me bro animation. I could see that. The first thing that jumped into my head was like it's a damage buff for anybody in your area. Like the fighter inspires people to do more damage. But yeah, that could be it too. I don't know. The mob interactions were very cool. And then he pulls another one here. Makes sense if it's a buff since it displays to the party, but maybe a taunt would display too. Yeah. Yeah, I could see both of those. I'm not disagreeing. That was just what jumped to my head. I like this interaction with the red blood around the side, showing that you're closer to death. I've always thought that was a clean way to approach things. I wish they would change that. That was the only. I was in Discord and Viral's a Mage main, I guess, and he was talking about. He's like, man, the Mage looks so good except for this one skill. They got to change that one skill. Looks like a real game now. Yeah, it does. Like this is a very good live stream. And obviously not everything's online yet and everything, but you're starting to see the pieces come together, right? The pieces to the puzzle of all the different systems intertwining are coming together. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here at the end. Is the game out yet? Alpha 2 will be available in Q3. What's going on, Alk? How are you? I promise my next live stream is going to be a little bit more exciting. A little bit more. I think this is exciting. Let me say this differently. I'll actually be streaming a video game the next time I live stream instead of talking about one. I still have to finish Baldur's Gate. I don't have much time until Alpha 2 comes out. I gotta knock out some of the games I want to play. What's the coolest skill you have? On this character, on this mage, I think their coolest ability is their blink. So it's essentially streak in ESO. I think it's done very well in this game. They also have some really cool lightning effects. The lightning effects in this one are very cool too. He's going to do some combat here in a minute, so we'll see which ones he does. I'll explain it here when we get to it, Alk. The world and weather looked much more fleshed out. Yeah. Those are the light attacks. This is his big lightning bolt. That's his heavy damage dealing ability. I thought that looks really clean. The one where he stands up and shoots lightning, I think, is one of the cooler looking animations. He's just light attacking. There's the ice. Where are we going? But yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier too, Mob Tech. Like it was like the others streams have just showed like a specific system. This was kind of tying in everything. That's what it felt like to me. All right, so he's attacking the summer. There's the lightning bolt. Killed that. Where are the other good skills? Show me your moves, Steven. There's the blink. I think the blink looks great. Okay. Missing some combat here. So we're turning in quests here. Going back. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Because he gets aggroed by mobs here pretty soon. There it is. Is he not going to show his big lightning skill? Just going to light attack. Oh, he tried. All right, Mob, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, would he aggro at everything? Yeah, this is great. There are a lot of ads in this area. A lot. So you're not going to fight back anymore? It was a great stream. They showed so much. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So they got the Sork shield as well, Elk. Little blink action. He just pulled so many things trying to run away. Oh boy. But yeah, hopefully fighter soon. Hopefully fighter soon. I'll have to do a video kind of covering this as well in the next couple of days. Or tomorrow. So many systems and small leagues should give us a decent amount to talk about this month. Oh yeah. Yep, I agree. Just where he rests, yeah. Where are your other? It's been 10 hours, so it's time for somebody to ping Steven and ask about next month's topic. Yeah. Yep. The swinging ability was cool. He just ate it. Just ate it. Well, yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. Wanted to talk to you guys and kind of talk about the live stream because, I mean, there's so much to talk about. But yeah, we will do Voices of Air on Tuesday. I'm not sure if we're going to have a guest on Tuesday or not, but we'll be talking more about this live stream and more about whatever kind of pops up after this. I'm sure there'll be some discussions on the forums and everything. But yeah, I'm going to let it go here. I'll probably be playing some Elden Ring this weekend. I'll try and stream a day or two. We'll see how that goes. But if you guys are interested at all in that. But yeah, I'll end it here. And I'll hopefully catch you guys on Tuesday. So take it easy. Let me see if there's somebody to raid real quick. Hey, bud. My cat yelling at me right now. Hi. Thanks for the stream. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. Any time to talk Ashes with you guys, I'm happy to. Nope, just me. Just me. Okay. I will call it here. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.